Cool. I think now's probably a good time to get started. So if anyone does, for whatever reason, drop off, we will share the recording around with everybody. So yeah, if you have to jump onto another call, all the slides will be shared afterwards from Cam and the DNRG team. But yeah, firstly, good morning to everybody. Just a big thank you for everyone joining on this. So just a quick intro. So my name is Jack. I'm the COO here at DNRG. And I think that the big reason and aim for this call is just to really three things. Firstly, it's to take a step back, reflect, and adapt for what we are doing in 2023. I think it's so key to just take this time to just see, sense check, where am I now? Where is the business at? What do I want to achieve in 2023? And how are you going to get there to achieving those goals? And that's exactly what we want to cover today. We've got about an hour or so for this, and any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll try and answer them throughout. The main things we're going to go through is just a bit of a overview of who DNRG are. We've got some clients on here. We've also got some people that will have not heard of us before. So just to give a bit of context around who we are, what performance-based marketing is and what that means for you as a business owner, as a marketing manager within a business. We want to go through strategies that are geared around three core things, and that's winning, growing, and retaining. We want to follow on from that with the importance of data and automation, how digital marketing channels relate to these strategies. So Kian and Emily, who are on this call, are going to take you through these strategies in detail and how the different digital marketing channels relate to it. So how does SEO relate to growing your business? How does paid search fall into that? How does paid social? What email automation can you do? What does CRO look like? All of those core channels we're going to bring up as well. And ultimately, we want to end on the reporting and setting of objectives. All of it is great if you're doing this activity, but there's one key thing that we see a lot of clients miss, and that is sometimes setting the initial objective and a KPI, but then effectively reporting on that throughout the months that you're doing your digital marketing campaigns. So just a bit of context around who DNRG are. So we're a team of 40 digital marketers based in Bristol. We work with over 400 clients across the UK. That ranges from SEO, PPC, paid social, and web development. And we very much are a performance-based marketing agency. We really do try and home in on that performance-based side of things. And what does that actually mean for you? So all of the work that we do is focused on return on investment across all of our campaigns. We heavily report on cost per leads, return on ad spend, and other KPIs that we agree with clients. We're very clear that we are kind of geared around a lead generation agency, and we do really look at campaigns and the results that actually drive and impact your bottom line. In addition to this, we try to make our reporting as easy to understand as possible, and we're very clear around our reporting. We give you access to all of the sheets that we work on. You'll get a Google Data Studio report with all of your stats, and it's all geared around making it very easy to understand and digest for our clients. We're very much a large agency, but with a local feel. So we have account managers across the UK. So although we are a decent sized national agency, we do have local account managers that are able to come and see our clients face to face. And I think COVID was great. We all learned how to do Teams meetings as we are doing now, and that goes so far, but nothing really does beat that personal touch and having that face to face once a quarter to really get down to your core business objectives and plan effectively. We're also shortlisted for 5 awards at this year's UK Search Awards. So we are Best Large PPC Agency, Best Local SEO Campaign, Best Local PPC Campaign, and Best Low Budget PPC Campaign. We're also a Drum Recommended agency, and just a quick overview of some of our scores on the left-hand side as well, just so that you've got some context there. So before I move on to some of the detail around what we want to cover today, just wanted to let everybody know that we are offering free 2023 business reviews for all attendees on this call. So what does that actually mean? We will jump on a call, whether it's myself, other account managers within the agency, and we want to cover 3 core things for you. So the first one is setting clear business objectives for you to achieve in 2023. We would like to give you some steer on that and some free guidance. We'd also then like to identify which digital marketing channels are going to help you achieve these goals. And then we also want to offer our guidance on reporting and how you are actually going to monitor your return on investment and KPIs for the activity that you may undertake following this session. So 3 quick core points that I just wanted to run onto before we get into the bulk of the session from Emily and Kian. So the first one is that growth doesn't have to mean new business. We often see that many clients that join us as an agency are always geared around, how do I generate more traffic? How do I grow and have a bigger audience size? And obviously that is one part of growth. But one thing that we also need to look at is cross-sell and upsell. And that ties in really nicely to the second point here, which is the use of data and automation. So if you're getting leads come through your site, have you got email automation that adds anyone that has filled in the contact form to a 2-week email automation sequence? Have you then added that audience into a remarketing list inside Facebook? And then are you then taking that audience and creating lookalikes? It's just being really targeted with the data that you'll already be collecting as a business owner. And also standing still. We often come across this, and standing still and doing the same, whilst you may currently be investing in digital marketing, this can cause negative growth. And I just wanted to go into that in a little bit more detail with a very simple just explanation on this here. So these 3 circles represent a market. So it could be any industry. You've got your business, one of your competitors, and then another one of your competitors. You obviously have areas of your business where your clients are sticky. You're not going to have competitors come and take some of that business from you, but there will always be a section in the middle here that does have some overlap between competitors. Where this becomes really apparent is if you look at what happens when a market shrinks. And at the moment, obviously, we're heading into a recession. Now, while some industries will be doing okay, other industries are going to be affected by this. And I just wanted to touch base on what this means for you as a business owner. So if you look at the bit in the middle here, which previously you had a lot more where there was no competition coming through, you didn't have to compete with your competitor A, competitor B. This competition in the middle becomes much, much stronger and much harder. So if we take that step further, competitor A could already be running strategies that win, grow, and retain business. Perhaps competitor A has got email automation already set up. So when that lead comes through, they are already having an email automation sequence. They then take it a step further with that remarketing campaign. And then they then are uploading that customer base list up into Facebook to create a lookalike audience. This then means that obviously competitor A is in a much stronger position to win and retain business. And this scenario is something that we are going to see over the coming months. And it's just really to highlight that by standing still, this does cause issues when competitors are currently doing some of the activity that you may not be. So I think this call here is really for everyone on the call to understand what else is out there from a digital marketing point of view. Not everything will be applicable, but it's just to really widen your knowledge. And then the sessions that we're going to run afterwards for you for free is going to be, right, out of all of these digital marketing channels, which ones do align to your objectives and how can we assist with that? So just before we move on to Emily and Kian, just wanted to kind of set the scene for what they're going to be talking through. So they're going to be taking you through a range of different strategies around the win, grow, and retain. And what is in it for you guys on this call is it's going to identify digital marketing channels for your business, use data and automation to streamline the digital marketing activity that you may be doing, and how are you going to effectively report. So I've just wanted to end with my contact details on here. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. My email address is here as well. We'll also be following up directly via email after this session. But yeah, just going to hand over to Emily now, and then Kian, who will take you through the rest of things.
Thank you, Jack.
No worries. You should be able to share your screen now, Emily. Cool. That's on come through for me. That's fine.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jack. Right, so before we start looking at 2023, we need for you guys to first of all ask yourself, where is your business right now? So if you look at 2022, if you look at where you are, where has your business been investing? So if we talk about your sales funnel and your customer journey, this reflects every journey a buyer goes through. Some are shorter than others. So we've got chewing gum through to emergency plumber. They've got really short customer journeys. We've got potentially sash windows, buying a car, buying a house. That's much more of a lengthened consideration phase. There's more research behind it. There's a clearly defined step-by-step process. So how long is your customer journey? Ask yourself this as a business. The shorter the journey, the more dependent you're going to be on deploying a win strategy. So you're going to be going after immediate business. You're going to be hitting a segment of in-market ready to buy customers and more dependent on short-term objectives. If you have got a longer customer journey, then the more dependent your business needs to be on investing in a growth strategy. So you want to be consolidating your foothold in the market. You want to be looking at search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, etc. So I'm going to come on to each of these in more detail later. And the last one that we're going to talk about is the retention. So how do you drive up lifetime value of your clients? How do you make them stickier? How do you maximize on cross-sell, upsell opportunities with your digital marketing? So when we look at this marketing funnel, whereabouts is your business going to sit for 2023? Do you want to grow that business? Do you want to concentrate on winning that immediate business, or are you going to be looking at driving up loyalty and looking at your retention strategy? This all underpins your 2023 for digital marketing. So we're going to start with growth. So you know your core markets, you know your win market, you know where your business has success. Say you're investing in pay-per-click marketing and you're ready to capitalize on that market. You want to invest in search engine optimization to get a longer term foothold in the market. Potentially your business has built solid data lists. So you've had win data, you've got customer data, and you're ready to use that. Like Jack said, you can feed that into a lookalike audience on Facebook and then target new users as part of a grow strategy. So these might be all of the reasons why you're going to be looking at investing in a growth strategy in 2023. And if you're looking at a growth strategy, then these are going to be the channels you want to concentrate on. Today, we're going to talk about search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, and the email marketing side. However, pay-per-click, email again, paid social, organic, LinkedIn Accelerator, all of these channels have a place in a growth strategy in 2023. So now we're going to have a look at our win strategy. So these are more of the immediate impact on your business. So you want to start generating a volume of leads straight away. There's potentially movement in the market, which Jack has said, maybe there's a shift in competition, which means there's a new opportunity available to you. You want to test new markets to see what traction, test new products on the market, or potentially you are just a new business or a startup. These business challenges or these business objectives are going to be what promotes you to invest in a win strategy for 2023. And when we talk about win, it's all about those more immediate channels. So we're going to be talking pay-per-click, paid social, Rapid Talk. So for anyone on the call that doesn't know what Rapid Talk is, it's a live chat widget, but also an immediate response app. So even if it's not live chat, it means your customers can engage with you through WhatsApp Business. They could book a phone call. You can route them to your Facebook Messenger in whatever way it resonates with that individual customer. So when you get a customer to your website, Rapid Talk means that they don't leave without the opportunity to engage with your business. And then also conversion rate optimization. And so this is a question for everyone on the call. Does your website convert? Are you getting leads from your website? Because before we can talk about any grow, win, retain strategies when it comes to digital, your website needs to be able to convert those leads. Otherwise, you're going to be investing money, you're going to be driving traffic to your website, and ultimately it doesn't end in revenue, and that's a wasted investment. Kieran's going to go into conversion rate optimization in a little bit more detail later. And so strategies for retain. So where you are at as a business is you've got solid high value clients, you want to make them stickier. So how can we upsell, cross-sell? How can we squeeze value from that audience? Your current customers, they're your highest value customers, but they're also your cheapest to target when it comes to digital marketing. So there is always an opportunity here when it comes to retention strategy and driving loyalty. So Channels for retain, we're going to be looking at email marketing, remarketing on paid social, pay-per-click has its place, but also CRM management and optimization. So how do you hold and use your data? How do you feed that into your other marketing streams, etc.? So we're going to talk about strategies for winning. So strategies for winning is pay-per-click and paid social is what we're going to talk about today. And let's give a bit of an intro for what PPC is. So these are, when I say PPC, it's pay-per-click marketing. We're always used to using all of these acronyms, so I sometimes might interchange the two. So these are the ads that sit at the top of Google, and you'll always see the little ad icon. We've got Microsoft ads as well, Yahoo and Bing, but predominantly it's the Google market that we talk about. And they're essentially the front row tickets to the game. So this is how you start driving leads from tomorrow. This is why it's so immediate, because you define the who, the why, the how, you define what your ads say, you define the keywords, you turn PPC on, and you shortcut your way to the top. You turn your PPC off, and then there's no visibility. So it's very much an immediate, fast response channel strategy. And so I'm going to relate this to football. Jack's got his bunting up in the office for the World Cup. So if you want to think about search engine optimization gets you a ticket to the football game, it gets you a ticket to the Google search results page. Pay-per-click gets you the front row seats. And so like football tickets, those front row seats come at a price. So with pay-per-click marketing, you pay per click on the ad. So you pay a premium to shortcut your way to the top. So why would you want to be looking at PPC strategy? So you're going to get immediate results. You shortcut your way to the top of Google. You have the opportunity to test new markets as well, which for any businesses that, again, slightly new, or maybe you want to investigate if there's a product worthwhile, you've got a new product out, again, that cross-sell, upsell opportunity, use PPC. So as well with PPC, because it is all immediate, if there's a change in circumstances, this can play into your PPC as well. So we're well past COVID, but I am going to reference it where so many businesses had to change the way they operate very fast, and pay-per-click offered them an opportunity to change that messaging and get it in front of their customers. So paid social. So this is a pay per click model. So when on Facebook or Instagram, someone sees your ad, they click it, that's when you pay. So you can put together your audience, you create your ad and you go to market. It's typically cheaper than Google pay-per-click, and it's incredible for generating leads, and it's often as well very overlooked in the B2B sphere when it should not be. There's just an example on this slide from Remondis that do waste management for businesses, and we could target business owners, small business owners, Facebook page admin, job titles, etc. And this was really effective, and they had a fantastic cost per lead off the back of it. So any B2B marketers on the call, don't write off paid social as an avenue, especially if you're looking at a win strategy. Sure. Measurable objectives. As always, whenever we're talking about paid advertising, it's got to be return on investment. It's always measured on either a cost per lead if you're lead generation, or return on ad spend if you're in e-commerce and you can track that value through the website. So is that audience, is that ad, is that keyword profitable for your business? And if it isn't, then you can pause it. If it is, how can you do more of it? How can you invest more in that avenue? And all of this, when it comes to objectives, comes also to reporting. So whether you're flying solo, or whether you're with an agency, or whether you're just investing, you're not investing at all, it all comes back to reporting. So these are a couple of examples of digital NRG reports. This is Facebook, PPC, LinkedIn. You've got to be tracking it, and you've got to be reporting on it in order to maximize the opportunities available to you. And so then with that, we're going to move on to growth. I'm going to hand over to Kian for this one.
Cool. Thank you very much for that, Em. Hopefully my screen's popped up all right for everyone. Cool.
Yeah, all good.
So yeah, growth. Growth is my bread and butter, working in SEO. But as we've highlighted there, there's avenues to grow through multiple channels. And I think gone are the days where you can just say, cool, I'm going to throw all my eggs into one basket and hope for the best. It's all about covering all the channels and being everywhere where people are online. The three strategies that we're going to highlight here are search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, and LinkedIn Accelerator. But there's plenty of more here to go after. PPC plays a massive part in growth, paid social, organic social, and email marketing. They're all things you definitely want to be paying attention to as we move into 2023, if your business strategy is focused on growth. But yeah, SEO, let's break it down a step further. So when I think about growth, I've got two things that come to my mind. I think about traffic and I think about conversions. These two go hand in hand with growing your business. Traffic, I would say, is the easy part. Two examples of that here is, yeah, we've got two different clients, two completely different sectors. The left one was an airport transfer client, and the right one, it was actually a mobility client focused on selling like homeless to the elderly. And yeah, basically with both of these two here, we implemented a very similar sort of content strategy where we picked out topics that we saw had real good search volumes, trending sort of topics, and we went ahead, we applied optimized metadata, headings, and everything brought together to generate some pretty significant volumes of traffic. What I want to highlight here is not so much how good are we at driving traffic, but just how kind of simple it is to get get people in front of your business, get eyes on your company name and eyes onto your website. As simple as it was a content strategy and writing about topics that we knew had volume, and we were able to get this was the travel client in front of 1.5k visitors over the space of a couple months. And the impression metric up here in the top left is actually how many times they were found in the search results. So they were really generating some crazy visibility. And bear in mind, this was just a small Weston-super-Mare based airport transfer client. It just goes to show you, even with a limited budget, you're able to get eyes and traffic to your business. But when we talk about driving leads and getting the right sort of traffic, that's where it gets more tricky. Driving leads is not easy. One example here is a client we worked with around structural engineering insurance. I've batted on about this one time and time again, but it's one that's generated some really positive results, and also a very tricky industry to master. So I definitely want to go back to it here. So as I said, this client here wanted to go after structural engineering insurance. And we approached it similar to we would any campaign. First of all, we understood what sort of keywords were being searched in Google. We then went away and had a look at the search intent behind these keywords and make sure that they're the sort of terms that our ideal customer would be searching for. And then one thing that I really want to highlight is something we implemented that was really successful for growing this business. Was actually an off-site SEO practice, which is all around basically building links and authority behind your brand. Jensen in the top here, we're up against Policy B, which are, massive national company. And one thing I want to highlight between these two screenshots here is the difference in referring domains. This is how many other websites are linking to yours. It was a real David versus Goliath situation here. We had about 117 links to our site, and they had 1.6 thousand. And for many people, that would be a case of, okay, let's write off this keyword, not a good one to go after, super competitive, what's an easier win? Instead, we went away and actually thought, how can we kind of tip the scales in our favor and really kind of work our way to the top for this search term? And we decided it wasn't about just going after beating them with the amount of links to the website. And we went to our approach of acquiring some more targeted links specifically to the structural engineering page. If we look at just the structural engineering page here, we went ahead and actually built 7 links to that page, and they only had 5 to their structural engineering insurance landing page, which actually resulted in us kind of topping the scales and getting some really significant results for them. So this client here now ranks position 1 for not just structural engineering insurance for their target term here, but a range of PI or professional indemnity variants, which actually came off the back of that work we were doing and wasn't something I focused on straight away. And it was just a kind of the rewards of putting that time in and investing in those links. Off-site SEO is something that not a lot of people talk about, and it's very hard for people to see the tangible aspect of links. What is a link to your website? At the end of the day, it's just a little hyperlink to your website. It might not mean much, but the results really do speak for themselves. And if you are able to invest in off-site SEO and actually be really targeted with your efforts, it's your opportunity to beat some real big names within your industry. And those within the insurance sector will know Policy Beer, absolutely huge, and we were able to beat them on that one. So yeah, really positive one to highlight. So one last thing I want to touch on here before we move away from SEO is how long does it take? Em highlighted a really nice analogy there around SEO gets your ticket to the game. There's no point getting a ticket if you're sat right at the back of the stadium kind of looking at little dots running around. You're not going to enjoy your game that way. But to get to the front definitely takes some time. Really cool little study here, or survey that Ahrefs put out recently. It was just surveying different SEOs and just asking people how long does SEO take, and the majority of people were saying that 3 to 6 months was the kind of not ideal length, but kind of realistic length of time needed to get a website ranking. Often when we're starting an SEO campaign, we're starting from positions 30, 40, 60, 80, or even worse, not in the top 100. Basically, you're nowhere to be seen. That takes some time. 3 to 6 months, I think, is still a short amount of time for those sort of keyword movements. But one thing I want to highlight is that you don't always have to go after those keywords that you just don't appear in Google for at all. And to get a real short-term win for your business in 2023 and to help you grow without investing 3 to 6, 9 to 12 months into SEO, is actually jumping on the back of keywords that you're naturally starting to appear for. Yes, given its positions 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is low down on page 1, but by targeting your time towards these kind of keywords that you're already naturally appearing for and giving them the time of day, just means that you're able to decrease the amount of time you're spending investing in SEO, which in theory will improve your ROI and mean that you get a lot more back out of your marketing budget. Really, really cool example here, just to touch on that and really hit home on that, is this was a client we've now been working with 2 months, and pretty significant increases in traffic and revenue for that one just after 1 month. And all that was just following this process here, picking out keywords that we knew they were naturally visible for and just giving them the little boost they needed in the organic side of things to really help grow that business. And yeah, coming into Black Friday now, this one is in a really good position. So just to end off here around the measurable objectives, obviously, you know, when we're looking at website performance, things like traffic volumes, bounce rates, click-through rates, conversion rates are amazing. But really hitting home on the SEO side of things, if you want to grow your business in 2023, you really do need to consider where you are ranking in the search result for those organic keywords. And are you visible? Are you in front of the ideal customer? And are you able to kind of get those eyes to the website, drive that traffic and drive those conversions? Cool. That is SEO. I'm just going to touch on CRO or conversion rate optimization quickly, because definitely another massive missed trick with digital marketing. So what I've just put a little statement here, saying making the most out of your traffic has never been more important. And as we move into this current climate of, you know, things being extremely competitive and possible shrinking market, it's so important that you actually are getting the most revenue out of that traffic you're driving to the website. And let's be honest, marketing isn't cheap. It's not cheap at all. But if you do it effectively, you are able to generate some really good return on investment and grow your business off the back of it. Reasons why it's more important than ever. First of all, increased number of advertisers. Gone are the days where, you know, you're just getting into PPC, you're just getting into the SEO, and, you know, the price of actually driving that traffic is super low and it's super easy to drive it. More people going after digital marketing means that it's so competitive. Improved website designs. If you have a look at your website versus a couple competitors, I can almost guarantee in every industry there is 1 or 2 websites that are leading with some incredible website designs and online experiences that are unmatched to your current website. It's a massive factor as we kind of move into 2023 and starting to pay more attention to. I'm not going to ramble on through all of them, but basically the digital landscape is extremely competitive. And if you're not making the most out of your traffic, you're going to find yourself that you're paying more and more marketing each year, and you're getting the same back out of it. How do you combat that? So to win our customers over, we need to work harder online. Conversion rate optimization is a systematic approach of increasing the percentage of visitors that complete a desired action on your website. So basically, if you've got 50 people coming to your website, and let's say only 5 of them are converting, what are we going to do? What are we going to put in place to improve that number of people that are actually converting on your website? So at DNRG, we break it down into 3 simple steps. First of all, insights, understanding how people are engaging with your website. Funnels are a great way to do this, specifically if you're an e-commerce retailer. But 2 other ones that are really key to highlight here are session recordings and heat maps. Session recordings are actual recordings of people engaging with your website. And by watching them back and seeing where people are struggling, seeing where people are hitting those pain points, real highlights where you need to focus your time on improving the website. And heat maps, just seeing where people are spending the majority of the time, where people are clicking on the website, just gives you a better indication on where to place your call to action and what elements you need to make clickable and functional to basically turn that traffic into conversions. Once you've got that data, you can start going about testing that traffic. And if you're wanting to grow, you need to think about improving your conversion rate. So this case here, we're looking at A/B tests. So conversion rate optimization, once you've gathered that data, we can put together a kind of hypothesis where we're saying, I think by improving the amount of conversion points on this landing page here, by adding one here and here, we're able to hopefully increase the conversion rate. Instead of just blindly putting that up on your website and just saying, I hope it works, what we can do is split that traffic down the middle and say, cool, we've got 50 visitors here. Let's send 25 to this version of the website, which is the original version, and 25 to the version of the website with those changes on, with those increased number of conversion points. That gives you a really clear and data-driven test, which allows you to justify that change to your website. And the final stage is just deploying. Once you're confident that that data backs up that your change to the website is benefiting the conversion rate, CRO just means you can deploy that with total confidence that that's going to benefit your business. It's going to help you grow the amount of revenue you're getting out of that marketing spend, and again, increase ROI. And yeah, last thing to touch on, measurable objectives. Conversion rates are absolutely key, and click-through rates. Say if you've got homepage on your website, how much of your traffic are you sending through to your insurance landing pages? How many people are you sending through to the contact us page so they can actually make a call, reach out to you guys? Yeah, reporting again, huge part, and it's really a good way to justify that marketing spend. Cool. Back over to you for Retain.
Well, thanks, Kian. Just before we jump on to Retain, I wanted to have a chat about LinkedIn Accelerator as well. So this is something that can play into your growth strategy, and it does lend itself to the B2B market, but I'm going to come on to the next slide how it could complement a B2C market as well. So the LinkedIn Accelerator is all about automation and acceleration. So it's not about paid advertising on LinkedIn or LinkedIn ads. What it is it's using the Sales Navigator tool on LinkedIn to put together your target audience based on your customer profile. What it then does is it triggers 20 connection requests a day, up to 100 a week, out to their audience. And then once they accept, it sends them sequential messaging into their LinkedIn inbox. So it isn't in-mail ads, it isn't sponsored ads, it's organic LinkedIn activity, but accelerated. So this is what an audience could look like. So you can do geographic targeting. You can put in negative keywords if there's certain people you know you don't want to go after. It can be industry specific, function specific, title specific. There's so much within this platform that we can do, and we could define an audience by. So once we put that together, it then fires out the connection requests. If they accept, then they become a follower. So that is long term, that's growth, that is going to grow your network. But also, like I said, then emails these people direct, so it drops them a message, and those messages will all be personalized based on data available in their LinkedIn platform. So it won't be any hi there or hi full stop. It will say hi and then their first name. It can also pull in their company name. So when this email goes out to them, it very much feels like someone has organically reached out to them. So it's fantastic for generating and nurturing conversations with an audience that you want to target. There's also the secondary benefit of growing your network, which is going to improve your reach with organic. So when you're thinking about grow, especially if you're B2B, then you want to be thinking about LinkedIn Accelerator. But it also can complement B2C as well. So for anyone on the call, you want to think about your market. And if there's a customer profile that could be defined by job role, by function, by location, then we can also leverage this LinkedIn tool for you. So if you think about high value items or high ticket items, so we work with someone who sells supercars, then we're going to target people with job roles that are of that higher category, someone who's going to be interested in that supercar. And that's how we can leverage it for B2C as well. So part of the growth strategy we're talking about is LinkedIn Accelerator. So the measurable objectives for this channel is going to be your connection rate. So what percentage of people are accepting your connection request when that falls into their LinkedIn notifications, and how many people respond. Think about your market, and if LinkedIn is an area where they might go to network, or LinkedIn where they are active, then LinkedIn Accelerator could be something to consider. Okay, so we're now on to strategies for retention, and might have felt like a world way that I actually put up this slide. So just bring it back that we've talked about win strategies, we've talked about growth strategies, and we're now on to talking about retaining and driving loyalty. So what is so important about retaining and driving loyalty is it can also then build into your growth. So once you've saturated win, you've saturated grow, you're then looking at your retention. Your retention is going to drive your growth as well. How can you take those customers and begin to push them through this marketing funnel again with new products, repeat services? And we've talked here about the cross-sell, about the upsell. So retention in digital marketing, it all comes down to how you manage your data. So you need to be able to segment your data so that the interactions with your customers are personalized. Everyone on this call will have had a generic mass mailer at some point, probably today, probably this week. And it immediately is going to fall into your inbox and you're not going to engage with it because it's not something that you're interested with. Any of the businesses on the call that you've got multiple products and services, your data, especially into retention, needs to be segmented so that we can improve that personalization. So segmentation is absolutely key to how you're then going to be able to cross-sell and upsell. So as part of retention, we're going to talk about remarketing as well. So how do you use your won customers? Those customers that you got in the win part of your strategy, how do you then use them to grow your business? So email marketing is the first one I'm going to touch on. And this is something really, really important that we recommend to all of the businesses, is that you don't pick up the phone to the person always selling to you. You pick up the phone to the person who tells you interesting things, gives you relevant updates, and sells you products you need along the way. And that is the same for email marketing. My favorite email marketing example is Hewitt Denim. They sell their jeans for around about £300 to £400 a go, and I am starting to be tempted by it. I know so little about their jeans, but I tell you what, I know so much about their branding, about their ethics, about sustainability. I know so much around that brand and the history of the brand before I've even got to the point of buying jeans. But it is getting to me the point where I am considering spending £300 on a pair of jeans, which if you'd talked to me before I was part of their email marketing, I would have said a firm no. So their emails and your emails, they should all be structured around bringing the customer into the brand, and it's not always about selling to them. So You want to be using your email marketing to reinforce credibility for your products and services. Don't always sell via email. You want to educate and then sell. And again, it comes into segmenting. You've got to keep content relevant. It's going to improve your engagement and also cross-sell and upsell. How many times on this call have we said that? It's like keyword bingo. So let's look at an appliance retailer. If someone has just bought a dishwasher from you, they do not want an email a week later telling them that all of their dishwashers are on sale or vice versa. What you want to do is then look at your other products. What could we then target with? If they bought a Bosch dishwasher, they could be sold by the Bosch brand. What other Bosch products would they be interested in? So segmentation is the keyword of the day when it comes to email marketing. So remarketing in itself. So this is where you're only going to focus on existing clients or people that have engaged with your brand before. So you can really begin to segment this customer journey. You know that they've been to your website, but you know they haven't bought from you. What kind of call to action do we need to use? Or maybe they've bought from you before and you want to sell them additional product. Or how about we look at renewal? So maybe if it's a product that annually it needs revisiting, it needs MOTs, health checks, insurance renewals, we can, through remarketing, target them in the run up to their renewal dates to reinforce those USPs, to make sure that your brand is getting in front of them up to that critical date. And so also remarketing, customer data plays a huge part in paid socials. And this is when I put grow, because we can start talking about lookalikes. So I'm going to take it a step further. We've talked about retention. How do we use that data to then start growing your business? So we're putting users back at the top of that marketing funnel. And so you can create lookalikes from your most valuable audiences. So this is where we take your highest value customers, for example, we upload them to Facebook and we say, these are our customers that we would like more of. Facebook will then look at their behaviors, look at their buying habits, look at what they're doing online, all of these market signals, and it will then generate an audience of people that look like and have similar buying habits to your existing customers. So you're looking at your current clients, how do you find more of them? And that's going to be paid social, using your attention to then drive growth. So data, it all comes back to data when we talk about driving loyalty, driving retention. Where do you keep your customer data? Not only does this matter from a GDPR point of view, but the marketing opportunity with this data is so powerful. And so ask yourself as well when you leave this call, if you're looking at how you're retaining your clients in 2023, how is your business using that data? Are you using it to its best opportunity? How are you using that data to then grow your business and start completing that full circle of digital strategy? And so we are going to come on to the measurable objectives of retention, and that is going to be the lifetime value of your customer. Anyone here who's lead generation who at the moment is struggling to attribute the customer value to a lead, so the lead comes in, the interaction goes offline, and then the value, the deal is won, for example, you need to be looking at bringing a CRM into your operations in 2023. So lifetime value of a customer, how many products or services do you have per customer? How do you make them stickier with your brand? How do you drive up that loyalty and also renewal rates? And that is everything on retention. So I'm going to hand back over to Mr. Jack Roebuck.